So today we are gonna watch a movie that likes to show a team of bad guys instead of the good guys. It's the Suicide Squad 2. We have a blonde Gandalf here that doesn't have any dads to play catch with him, so he releases the anger out of an innocent little bird instead. Then suddenly a female Nick Fury asks him to get recruited in the squad, and if he succeeded to complete the mission, he will get 10 years less sentence in the prison, and if he tried to run or rogue, they will TNT the shit out of him. He made the colonel name Rick Flag, and goddamn, I want him to flag me all the time. The colonel introduced him to the new Suicide Squad members, and as we can see here, all the new heroes we never knew and never care about. We have a douchebag, a psychopath, a rip of Nebula, Aquaman's brother, a guy who drinks a lot, a bad CGI, and of course Barley the Cringe. And they enter the army helicopter to complete their missions at the beach. Meanwhile, in the heli, they have a nice ice breaking to get to know each other, and I don't know, I think they are making a joke, but no one is laughing, including me. They have a cool jumping scene from the heli to the ocean, and turns out the bad CGI can't even swim. If he can't swim, why the fuck he jump like a fucking idiot? And all of them, including the FBI, just look at this CGI drowning for straight 5 minutes to make sure the joke gets into the viewer's head. But it turns out, still no one is laughing. How can we love seeing a bad CGI drowning? I already laugh at how bad the CGI was in the first place. Blonde Gandalf is the only one who has a brain, and he tried to help the bad CGI, but it was too late. So when they reached the beach shore, all of them were hiding in a position except the psychopath. He snitched on them and called his homies to help him escape from the FBI. He gets shot multiple times from his homies cause they don't like him, including me. Good for him dying. The colonel asks the female Nick Fury to retreat, but she doesn't care and is told to proceed with the impossible mission. How can they accomplish the impossible mission without Tom Cruise in it? Stupid female Nick Fury. And they have a fight scene where the Suicide Squad versus the Armageddon army, and one by one they die horribly in front of Gandalf the Blonde. The next thing Gandalf the Blonde thought in his mind is to escape and run from the scene. Not gonna lie, this is some heroic move I ever seen in my whole life. As we expected from the female Nick Fury, he TNT'd the fuck out of the Gandalf the Blonde. Turns out there's another bad guy team that works under female Nick Fury. Orders. So the first team, which includes Gandalf the Blonde, is just a distraction so another team can arrive at the beach safely. Well, it's not a distraction really, because they all die horribly. It's a suicide mission. Wait! It's the title! The title is literally the Suicide Squad! Oh wow, so unexpected. Okay, moving on. The intro reminds me of the Guardian of the Galaxy movie style because the director is the same. That's why, folks, it's flashback time. Before female Nick Fury recruits the first bad guy team that we see in the first place, she's recruiting another bad guy teams include Black Hickman, Blue Shrek, Minnie Mouse, totally overpowered OP guy that doesn't know how to use his ability. Their main mission is to infiltrate Jotunheim and destroy a starfish called Patrick Star. Back to the present, the new team enters the forest and having a friendly conversation among themselves by comparing who's bad and more evil. And guess what? Marley the Cringe is the only survivor of the first team that got annihilated by the army, because she is the main character, of course. Aquaman's brother gave his spear to Carly the Cringe, and he was giving a death speech before he died, and he didn't have enough time, and he died before he could tell exactly why he gave his spear to Marley the Cringe. And guess what? Darley the Cringe slapped the corpse over and over to make sure he finished his sentence. Haha, so funny, I'm laughing out loud right now. Like seriously, so funny, oh my god. The army decided to catch Riley the Cringe instead of shooting her like they did to the other members because she's the main character, obviously. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Colonel Flag also got caught by the army. Then the new bad guys team came in the forest that night, and the OP must release his power because he couldn't take it anymore. The Blue Shrek wants to eat the Minnie Mouse, and Black He-Man stops him by shooting at his body multiple times. Poor Blue Shrek. Turns out the Black He-Man scared of the rats when Minnie Mouse called them out. The next morning, the mission prioritized to save Colonel Flag first at the refugees army camp. Obviously, they kill all the army brutally by eating them, TNT them, shoot, red, and many more. When they met Colonel Flag, he was enjoying his tea with a beautiful woman named Sol Soria instead of being tortured to death. She's the leader of the resistance to defeat the evil government, and our bad guy team just kills all of her people in the refugee camp. And the best part is they like, bro, typical Americans fucking kill everyone they see, lol, omega lol. Lol, my bad G, my teams are idiots, so sorry, but we have the same objective as you though. Oh, okay, it's fine, you go G. Where's the fuck logic in that? You just kill her friends and she feels nothing. You know what? Don't think, just enjoy the movie. Then she proceeds to help them in their journey to Valdemar. We have a scientist villain called Sonic the Vaccine, and he's the one who created the Patrick Star's project in the first place. Patrick Star giving birth to his clone, and the clone will need a host to survive, just like in Alien vs Predator, huh? No big deal. Meanwhile, Zarly the Cringe is captured and put in a hole because... why? You know, what do I know? I don't know anything. Moving on, the bad guys gave her a beautiful gown to wear because she's getting married to main villain, which is the what is his name again?
Señorita Queen, on behalf of the entire staff of our Honorable General Presidente Silvio Terio Luna, it's a pleasure to serve you.
Ah yes, the who? So Parley the Cringe tiptoes around the mansion when she arrives, and she meets the love of her life, a hot villain. And they have their first dating montage because they clearly love each other on the first night. Who knows, someone will love you too, like Tarly the Cringe right here. Yeah, I'm roasting you by the way. They have a good conversation about getting married and do sex at that night because why not? Then Tarly the Cringe shot the hot villain in the back because she promised herself not to take the red flags when dating someone, because she still thinks about the Joker. She got captured soon after because the bad guys heard the gunshot in the master bedroom. Turns out the hot villain is just a puppet for the main villain. By the way, the main villain burns the hot village bird's case, if you all want to know. Not a big deal, just a normal day for them. In the meantime, the bad guys team that we don't care about are still moving in the jungle to reach the Valdemar town. Somebody asked the OP guy why his face like AIDS, and he told them about the story where his mother was one of the scientists for the Patrick Star's project, and she's obsessed on turning him and his brothers to a superhero, and the experiment failed and he need to poop the AIDS twice a day or he dies. Until now he felt vengeance towards his mom. That's why everywhere he goes he sees his mom. Aww, what a sweet child, always remembering his mother. They finally reached their checkpoint and met a guy named Milton to bring them to La Gatita Arnabel. Guys, you know, at this point I don't even know where the place is. What do I know is I don't care. The bad guy team can contact female Nick Ferrigan when they reach the city, and the first thing she said is not, "Oh guys, I miss you so much," or "Are you safe?" or "Are you hungry? Mama want to give you some milk." But she said, "No funny business and don't even think to run, you asshole fuck, or I bomb you and your daughter. Do you hear me, you fucking fuck?" And the black hitman replied with, "Haha, whatever you say boss, you so funny, haha," while showing his middle finger to show dominance. One of the workers doesn't like the female Nick Fury because she's like a dictator compared to a leader. What am I kidding? All of the workers hate female Nick Fury because she sucks ass. On the bus, our main character are having a therapy session where Minnie Mouse share about her story that long story short, her father that created the remote to control all the mouse, and the black hitman is scared of that because his father locked him in a cage that have hungry rats in it. The end. It's all about the parents, isn't it? Good parenting created good children, bad parenting can go to hell. They reach a club checkpoint to meet Sonic the vaccine scientist guy that created Patrick Star in the first place. They drink a lot until they are drunk to pass the time, and they dance with strangers except the OP guys. He's dancing with his moms. After a few hours, Sonic the vaccine came to the bar alone because he's depressed and had no friends. At the same time, the army bad guys also came to the bar to find Yarly the Cringe friends, which in this case, the Americans. Black Hitman asked the scientist nicely by pointing a gun towards his stomach, and Sonic the vaccine agreed. What a good lad. The bad guys army breached the club before they can go outside, and the black hitman told Minnie Mouse and the OP guy to take the scientists out from the club through the back door. The black hitman and Colonel Flag got arrested by the army because they are Americans, suspect of becoming friends with Smiley the Cringe. They have a small talk with the army and in the truck, and one of the good soldiers give Black Hitman a cigarette to smoke. Then they one punch each of the army, and the army are dead instantly, of course. They created a rampage in the truck that causes hundreds of innocent people to die in a car accidents just to escape the army truck. But hey, at least our main characters are alive, aren't it? Yes? Good. So they changed their main objective, which is to reach the Jotunheim with the help of Sonic the vaccine to saving one and only Marley the Cringe. She's here at the bad guys mansion getting tortured over and over again, but she's still persistent to give out any information about her teammates. What a good out not snitching girl. She's singing a song and it reminds me of Joker, and I don't know why. The team reached the bad guys mansion and wanted to rescue Marley the Cringe. Marley pretends to faint and the main villain gets out to leave the bodyguard alone with a psychopath. And of course, she's pretending and kills that bodyguard with her thick thighs. She's escaped and kills every bad guy in front of her, and none of them can fight her because she has a powerful buff, which is the main character who always lives. These flowers remind me of my Valentine's date, which is a horrible date by the way. While she's escaping, she sees her teammates do a lot of planning just to rescue her. All of them are literally scouting all the parameters to make sure their plan is not ruined. So you are saying that even though they all do this, they can't even see that Marley the Cringe is revenging and kills all of the bad guys by herself? This stupid ass movie. When they want to start the operation, Marley the Cringe is like, "What are you guys doing? We are trying to save you, duh. Aw, you guys want to save me? How sweet and so SOMOA." Fucking hell. So they hug because Carly feels appreciated because no one cares about her, obviously, and they continue with their original plan, which is to reach the Jotunheim, and they needed Sonic the vaccines to be undercover scientists for them and bring them there safely. The rats destroy all of the CCTV footage to let them in anonymously without detection. As soon as they enter the parking lot, they start rampaging and kill every guy they see in front of them. They use the Sonic the vaccine scientist eye detection to enter the building and locks it so the army cannot join party with them. They divided the team in two groups, one to plant the bombs around the building and the other one to go to the main lab with Dr. Sonic the Vaccine. One team includes Corporal Flag, Minnie Mouse, and Sonic the Vaccine. Scientists have a tour of the Patrick Star labs and they see a lot of Alien vs Predator references. Sonic the Vaccine explained that it was America all along. The American government is the real evil behind the scene. They created the Patrick Star project and they blame others' government when it fails, and they send the team of bad guys to destroy the Jotunheim because they want to cover their dirty little secrets of the experiments. The American government hired Sonic the Vaccines to run the experiments 30 years ago. The colonel asks for proof and he's pissed off because he's always been trolled by the government. He wants to show the whole world that the American government is the mastermind all along. I don't know what happened here, but it seems like Colonel is having an argument with himself, and the other team has detonated the bomb too early and the building collapsed on them. They all fainted, and when they woke up, the chamber of Patrick Star had opened sesame. Patrick Star grabbed Sonic the Vaccine scientist first because he doesn't like to watch Sonic the movie, obviously. Apparently, the Colonel Flag managed to save the drives from being broken into pieces and he's fighting again with himself over and over again. He died during the fight because he hurt himself without realizing it while playing with the broken glass. Remember children, glass is evil. Don't play with them, play with yourself. Minnie Mouse saw the Colonel fight with himself and died. So she grabbed the drive as evidence and ran before the whole building collapsed. So as you guys may wonder, what happened to the second team? Who is in charge of planting the bombs? Why are the bombs detonated early and not following the plan? Anybody? Anybody care? Not me. Luckily, this movie had a flashback and told us what happened to the second team in the past few minutes. When all of them are planting the bombs and go to the next floor to proceed with their plans, the Blue Shrek decides to visit an alien aquarium and stays there for a while because the fish are cute. Meanwhile, the others go to the next floor and Milton gets shot to death by the soldiers, and we finally see the OP know how to use his power for the first time. The OP uses his power too much until he hits the bomb, which is the reason why it detonates early and not according to the original plan. The whole building explodes, including the alien aquarium that we see, so they have a little tsunami in there. Turns out the cute fishes in the aquarium are alien piranhas, so the Blue Shrek get gangbanged by them. The tsunami pushes them outside of the building from the highest floor, and luckily all of them had enough time to grab something except the Blue Shrek. Blue Shrek falls flat on the ground, plus he got shot like millions times from soldier in front of him, and guess what? Nothing happened. He's literally immortal. The buildings collapsed and the others managed to jump to safely because of plot armor. They met Minnie Mouse and she told them what just happened, and she got scared because of something that I don't know. She gave the drives to Black Hitman so he could keep it safe in his underwear. The whole army is in front of the building to arrest them, but they were shocked to see a giant chubby Patrick Star on the loose. Patrick Star releases an an army of Armageddon of his own and start to grab people's faces. Minnie Mouse has a great idea where she covers her face with a mask and tells her team that they need to cover their faces to counter the Patrick Star skills. Wow, literally nobody does that except the main characters. The main villain give up on life and he also gets sucked by Patrick Star. Oh, by the way, remember her? The leader of the resistance? She infiltrates the evil White House and shoots everybody in there because they are evil. The evil army of the undead rise and follow the command of the Patrick Star, which is to rule the entire Earth. Where the fuck is Batman and Superman at a time like this? Drinking tea, jerking off? The female Nick Fury commands the team to retreat because it is not the American problem. Let the evil government decide what to do. But obviously our bad guys don't become the bad guys anymore, they become the good guys instead and want to help the citizens to defeat the Patrick Star. Female Nick Fury shouted at them and gave a red warning that she will TNT their brains out in 3, 2, 1, and she get one hit KO from one of the workers there because all of them hits female Nick Fury. And they help our good guys by giving the good orders this time and not just a dictator commands. So the good guys run towards the Patrick Star, which is obviously destroying all the buildings that he's passing through for no reason. Black Hitman tries to take down Patrick Star by shooting him with his ordinary stupid gun, and he's realized that he is useless and start to become a leader by giving commands toward his teammates. Garly the Cringe goes to the high ground, Blue Shrek Nam the Patrick, and the OP guy uses his power by shooting the Patrick Star in the leg. So obviously a wise person with that overpowered powers will start to shoot the face, but not this guy. This guy is an idiot. Patrick Star starts to realize that the OP guy is more idiot than him in the SpongeBob SquarePants universe and decides to eliminate him first. The Black Hitman and Minnie Mouse are surrounded by the army of Armageddon, and the Black Hitman just peed a little in his pants. The Minnie Mouse uses the remote to summon all of the rats in the country to defeat Patrick Star. By the way, this is not a healthy relationship. The Minnie Mouse literally forces the rats to do her job without any consent. So the real question is, what's the difference between a Minnie Mouse and a Patrick Star? They are both controlling other species without consent, but what do I know? And plus, I don't care. So Zarly the Cringe saw an opportunity and poked the Patrick Star eye to let the rats invade his organ and eat the Patrick Star alive. You talking about parasites, and they win! The chubby Patrick Star has been taken down by rats. That's what it took. Oh my god, this movie is some bullshit. So the good guys make a deal with female Nick Fury where if she disturbs them in the future, they will release the truth in the Drive West, the proof that the American government is the mastermind of the Patrick Star project. Summary: first bad guy team, douchebag dive, Psychopath's dead, Rip of Nebula destroyed, Aquaman's brother gay, the guy who drinks a lot become pieces, a bad CGI alive in the end screen, and of course Barley the Cringe alive. The second bad guy team, Black Hitman alive, Blue Shrek alive, Minnie Mouse alive but still gross, totally overpowered OP guy that doesn't know how to use his ability, dies crushed by his own mom. Hot villain got shot by Barley the Cringe, Sonic the vaccine scientist gets squashed by Patrick Star, main villain dies and gets sucked, Patrick Star die from Minnie Mouse. Female Nick Fury make a deal, and our main characters that are still alive can walk freely on Earth. So yeah, happy ending I guess, even though literally millions of innocent people died because of them. But it's okay though, not a big deal after all. I give this movie a 10 out of cringe. Bye bye.